Hello friends and welcome to the world of science. This is lesson number 8 of science 10th science 2 cell biology and biotechnology. This is lecture number 2 of this chapter. In the previous chapter we saw stem cells. Now we are going to see organ transplantation, biotechnology and its application. Myself Kavita Kobane from Gokhale Education Society's HL High School English Medium is going to present this to you all. Our first topic of this second lecture is organ transplantation. The name itself will give you the idea that organ has to be transplanted. But this organ transplantation take place due to some specific reason. The first one is that if your organ in your body, if your organ is less efficient or failure of the organ take place, then it has to be transplanted. Second reason is aging. Because of the aging, the organ is not working properly. That time this transplantation is needed. Or if you met with an accident and that time if your organ get damaged and your body can't work out without that time that organ has to be transplanted. And the next one is infections and diseases. Because of that also the organ get damaged or spoiled, or it is not around in good condition for the workout. So in that conditions that organ transplantation is done. Now for this organ transplantation you should get a proper donor also. If you are getting a proper donor, this transplantation is very easy and it can save the life. So organ transplantation is saving life. Kidney transplantation or skin transplantation can be done on the patients if there is a suitable donor for the same. We know that the skin can renew it, and kidneys, we are having a two pair of kidneys. Out of these two we can donate one and we can survive with the help of one kidney also. Investigations about the factors such as the blood group, diseases, disorder, age, etc. are done for donor and the recipient, both of them. This matching is done before the transplantation. Healthy donor should be available. For kidney and skin, live donor they can also donate, but if you want to transplant the liver, heart, eyes, then that can be done after death only. Before that we can't give it, because if we will donate, or the person whosoever it is, if he will donate, he can't survive without that. These are the important organs that has to be transplanted, that is after death. That is called as a posthumously, humanously. So like this it is there. As the person die, their body is disposed of, maybe by burning, maybe by burying in the soil. This body is of no use after the death. Okay, so if these bodies can be used, if they are in a good condition, then we can use it them, and not the whole body we can use it, but some of the organs that are in good condition and functional, so that can be donated, and that donation can save the life of the other needy patient. Because of such donation, a needy person, he may get a healthy and better life after receiving this donated organ. And all these things are possible because of science, and that donation has to be done under the guidance of the technology or the doctor. That awareness of posthumous donation, means after the death, should be increased among the people, so that the persons, those who are suffering, those who are living now, they can get the organs. Okay, and this to be done voluntarily. Okay, they should not be pressurized, they should be made aware the importance of donation, organ donation, and that can save the life of the other people. By such donation, that the person, affected person, means the blind person, they may get the vision, they can see the world again. Those who are not having the liver, kidneys, heart walls, skin, etc., they can also get these organs from the dead bodies. Okay, if it is in a good condition, then only, and then their life can be saved, their life becomes healthier only. Now along with the organs, the body whole can also be donated, because medical student, they required it for the detailed study. So this also has to be done voluntarily. Many government and social organizations are spreading such awareness about body donation. So therefore the gradually organ transplantation is increasing day by day, and it is saving many of the lives of the people. For this, the people, when they are live, they have to fill the form in the hospitals or with the organizations and submit it there. And when the person die, the relatives, they must inform that social organization or the hospitals, so that they can come up and they can just take away the organ which is in a good condition, that can be taken out. So like this the process is done of organ donation. Organ donation is done, it doesn't mean that all the organs we can donate it. Here in the picture you can see that we can donate the eye, we can donate lungs, liver, bone, skin, kidney, pancreas and heart, and remaining other organs we can't donate it. So like this the list of organ donations is there. Our next topic is biotechnology. Biotechnology has brought a revolutionary changes in the human life. The technology which has brought the artificial genetical changes and hybridization of organisms for human welfare is called as a biotechnology. It includes cytology, biochemistry, molecular biology, genetical engineering. These are the branches of sciences that are just included in this biotechnology. Especially in field of agriculture and pharmacy, major progress has been done because of this biotechnology. And why we have done a progress in agriculture and pharmacy? Because as the population is increasing in the field of agriculture, we required a new varieties there. We required a more production from these crops or from the field it is. And along with that, we need the pharmacy has to be developed, because it helps in just saving the life of the population. So mostly we can say here agriculture and pharmacy, that is needed a progress in that field, and that is possible because of this biotechnology. See in picture you can see where the biotechnology is used in agricultural, chemical industries, nanotechnology, then for facilities that is improving the infrastructural managements, then pharmaceuticals, medical devices, then information technology, also the biotechnology is used. Improving the agricultural yield, production of the high class varieties of crops and suitable farm products through this tissue culture are the aspects which biotechnology is largely used. In this field it is used. Next one is the pharmaceutical experiments that is done with the help of this biotechnology only. Through these experiments, we are producing the antibodies, vitamins, hormones like the insulin, which is just controlling the sugar level in our body. And all these things because of this biotechnology is possible. Next, we will see biotechnology includes following main areas. In that, the first one is the microbiology. Using the microbial abilities to form yogurt from milk and alcohol from molasses, where the biotechnology is used. Next is biochemistry. By increasing the productivity of the specific cell to manufacture antibodies or antibiotics and vaccines, that is done under the biochemistry, and there also biotechnology is used. Molecular biology. In this field, biomolecules like the DNA and proteins, they are done the study with the help of biotechnology for the development of human welfare. Next is genetic engineering. By techniques of genetic manipulation, means we can do the changes in the genes which is present in your DNA. The plant and the animal varieties and the products of the desired quality can be obtained by doing this manipulation. Example, from the genetically modified bacteria, human growth hormone like insulin can be produced. So this is all possible because of biotechnology. Next application of biotechnology is non-genetic biotechnology. By using entire cell or tissue, non-genetic biotechnological experiments are done. Example, in tissue culture, production of hybrid seeds, etc. Such methods are used, and which comes in non-genetic biotechnological methods. In short, the application of biotechnology is very much expanded one. It is used in the medical field, so medical biotechnology for diagnosis, for doing the therapies, for creating the vaccines. In agricultural, it is done for the plant production in the farms and for food processing. Then it is done in environmental issues. There also this biotechnology is used for cleaning the environmental, then for preventing the environment and solving the environmental issues or problems, we can say. That is possible because of this biotechnical technology. Then in forensic field also, that is to do the paternity test. For doing the scientific investigation, biotechnology is used. In an industry also, energy production, drinks or the food is prepared by using biotechnology, and new materials which is durable and which is useful for mankind. All this is possible because of this biotechnology. Now we will see the benefits of biotechnology in our human welfare or in our human life. The first benefit of biotechnology is it increases the per hectare yield. It has become possible to increase per hectare yield irrespective of the limitation of crop land area. Means if land is small, then also more and more capacity or more and more yield can be possible because of biotechnology. The second one is the expenses on the disease control have been minimized because of this biotechnology, because biotechnology has given us the resistant varieties which can fight with the diseases. Next one is the fast fruit setting varieties. Due to the development of this fast fruit setting varieties, yield per annum has been increased. Means whatever your land is giving you the production, because of biotechnology we have used, it has increased a lot, so benefit is more. Next one is the development of the stress resistance varieties which can stand with the variable temperature. Means if the temperature changes, then also it can stand with it. If water stress is there, means if less water is there or more water is there, then also these varieties can adjust with them. Then changing fertility of the soil. If soil is not that much fertile, with the minimum supply of the supplements from the soil, these varieties can stand and they can grow over there. So like these varieties are developed because of biotechnology, and because of that we are getting more and more crop yield or production from the field. Along with the benefits, the biotechnology is used on commercial basis also. We will see here the commercial application of biotechnology. It is used in crop biotechnology. Now in crop biotechnology, what it includes is hybrid seeds, genetically modified crops, that is called as GM crops, and the biofertilizers. Okay, so one by one we will see this topic in detail. Crop biotechnology. It means biotechnology is used in agricultural field to improve yield and the variety of crops. So that is crop biotechnology. Hybrid seeds. Genes of two different crops are combined or recombined, we can say, to form the hybrid of various crops. This is especially useful for fruits. This you have learned in 9th standard also, dihybrid and monohybrid. If one gene is collapsed or one gene is combined, that is monohybrid, and if two genes are combined, then it is called as a dihybrid. This you have learned in 9th standard also, so that we can get it good variety of crops with the desired qualities. Next is genetically modified crops. In short, it is called GM crops also. In this, the crops having desired characteristics are developed by integrating the foreign gene with their genome. Such crops have the modified genome structure and known as genetically modified crops. Here in this, the examples are BT cotton, BT brinjal, golden rice, herbicide tolerant plants. BT cotton, it is one of the genetically modified crop. How the biotechnology is working on this genetically modified crop, we will see here. Now bollworm, it is a parasitic on the plant of cotton, means just like a insect it is there, and it is eating away the leaves of that cotton plant. So to avoid that, what it is done, here a gene is isolated from a bacteria called as Bacillus thuringiensis, and it is incorporated in the gene of cotton plant. In the diagram you can see here the bacteria is there, from that the DNA is extracted, okay, it is taken out and it is just cloned and designed with the cotton seeds, means it's transplanted in that seed, and then transformation takes place, a new seed it is developed over here, means a new cell actually, and this it is just in the tissue culture method it is just grown over there, and because of the gene of this bacterium the cotton produces some toxins in the leaves for the bollworms. So from through that tissue culture the seeds are developed, the plants are bred, and these plants are supplied, and then from that we are growing this type of cotton plants. Now when these cotton plants they will grow, these toxins also grow in the leaves and bolls of the cotton also. Then when the bollworm attack the plant, it will try to eat the leaves, it will feed on the leaves only, and these toxics will enter into the alimentary canal of these worms, and it will damage or it will kill the alimentary canal of that bollworm and it will die. So like this the crops are modified by using the biotechnology, and we will get a good quality of cotton there. So biotechnology is useful, and these types of crops are called as genetically modified crops, that is called as a GM crops. This type of cotton is called as a BT cotton. In the same way, BT brinjal can be developed. Its genome is modified with the gene isolated from the Bacillus thuringiensis bacteria, and this new improved brinjal kills the pest. Next one is the golden rice. See in the picture you can see it is looking like a golden color, that yellowish color it is. Now this golden rice, this is very much rich in vitamin A, and this vitamin A is helpful in curing the disease of vision. Okay, now this variety is synthesized with the vitamin A, that is called as a beta carotene, okay, which is introduced in this rice. So this rice is able to produce the vitamin A in our body, and which is more than normal rice, 23 times more than the normal rice. Okay, so this this yellow rice, that is called as a golden rice, is modified, or this is produced with the help of the biotechnology. Biotechnology has introduced vitamin A in this rice, and this vitamin A production is 23 times more than the normal rice it is, and as I told, it is useful to cure the vision problems in the malnutritioned children. So this modified variety is possible because of biotechnology. Next GM crop is herbicide tolerant plants. Weeds always affect the growth of main crop. If herbicides are used to destroy the weeds, it affects the main crops too. Due to this, herbicide tolerant plants varieties of crops are being developed, and due to this it has become possible to selectively destroy the weeds, because when we are just spraying the herbicides on the plants, see the condition in the picture, the plants they are not able to withstand with the medicine or with the chemicalities, but when we have developed the herbicide resistant plant, they themselves are able to just keep away the weeds from them, and they can grow it in a healthy way. So this is possible because of biotechnology. Next commercial application of biotechnology in crop biotechnology is biofertilizers. Biofertilizers are natural fertilizers that are microbial inoculants of bacteria, algae and fungi, that is separately or in combination, which may help in biological nitrogen fixation for the benefit of plants. You have learned this nitrogen fixation in a standard 9th, that how nitrogen is very much important for the growth of a plant. So to fix that nitrogen, these type of biofertilizers are useful for them. They help in build up the soil microflora and thereby the soil health. Microflora means the varieties of microorganisms and the plants in the soil, so it will maintain the health of the soil. Biofertilizers are also include the organic fertilizers, that is the manure, etc., which we are just producing with the help of the remains of plants. Due to this biofertilizers, instead of chemical fertilizers, nitrogen fixation and phosphate solubilization abilities of the plants are improved. Nitrogen fixation, you know that to fix the nitrogen means to absorb the nitrogen, and the phosphate solubilization, that is present in the soil, it is soluble into the plants, so that varieties can be developed in this biofertilizers by using the biotechnology. Living organisms like rhizobium bacteria, azotobacter, nostoc, anabaena, and the plants like the azolla are used as a biofertilizers. Use of biofertilizer is recommended for improving the soil fertility in the organic farming. So like this, crop biotechnology is useful for the welfare of the environment and for human health also. According to the population, it is just growing the varieties for us to meet the demand of food and health, good health it is. Just have a quick recap of the lesson. What we have learned in lecture number 2 of cell biology and biotechnology. We have learned organ transplantation, body donation, biotechnology, its uses in main fields, and biotechnologies, its benefits. Also we have learned the commercial use of biotechnology. Because of that we can produce the different varieties of crops, and we can produce the different varieties of plants also, which is resistant free. Also we learn about the manufacturing of biofertilizers. Hope you must have understood each and every concept very well, and you must have liked the video. Thank you for watching the video. Stay home, stay safe. We will be meeting soon in the next lecture with the remaining topic of this